Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the AI Impact Podcast. I'm super excited to be here. I'm your host, Brandon Collins, AI developer, chief artificial intelligence officer, founder of FacelessPro.ai. I have with me a guest here. His name is Gurp. He has a AI and automations business. So this should be a really fun conversation that we have because I almost see it as like a standoff between two AI users, automation users, and developers. I'm really excited to hear all about what Gurp has to offer. But yeah, Gurp, I'll let you take it away. Tell us about yourself. What do you do? Who are you? And who do you serve?
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. Yeah, no, I appreciate the time. Yeah, my business is the six-figure AI entrepreneur program. I've been an online business coach for about 3.5, 4 years. I started 6, 7 years ago just playing around with Facebook ads and Google ads and trying different kinds of online businesses and tried and failed and tried and failed until I got into the affiliate marketing and high ticket coaching space. And that's what I've been doing about the last 3.5 years.
Wow. Okay. All right. So what made you decide to go into AI and automations?
I think it was the convenience of time and also just the time that we're in. It just made sense. Everybody's utilizing things like ChatGPT for just efficiency and getting more creatives done and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I got to implement this into my business clients.
Yeah. Are you utilizing ChatGPT a lot, or are you using a different AI?
I do use ChatGPT like in terms of it gives us a good skeleton and framework for certain ideas, but I always teach my clients that you want to have your own voice. It's fine to use ChatGPT to create a framework and a skeleton for certain things and some filler words, but it's always got to be your voice. So I definitely use ChatGPT. I implement Go High Level as well as my CRM system as well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So as far as like your business and not necessarily like what you're doing for your clients, but for your business, your workflows, your automation and what you do, what kind of automations and AIs are you using? What do you have in place?
Yeah, so in terms of automations, it's Messenger and friend requesting, connecting with people on LinkedIn, or probably my main. I would say it's about 80-20, Facebook and LinkedIn. And then also engaging on other people's content so that increases and then they start to see your content, and then Facebook loves that. Also automations in terms of your Facebook group and bringing people into the Facebook group. You have a private group, they answer certain questions, and then that gets fed into my actually Go High Level, and that starts an email automation as well. Yeah.
Amazing. That sounds really helpful, not only for your clients, but for you as well.
Yeah.
I have two questions that I always like to ask people.
Sure.
What, if you could narrow it down, what one or two processes or workflows or softwares that you're using account for generating the most revenue in your business?
Yeah, no, good question. I would say if you're talking about the time spent and getting the ROI, what I try to do for clients is I remove them entirely from the lead generation aspect of the business. So I have virtual assistants and I have the automations that bring you the lead. And then now we start that process from a lead, engaged lead, to targeted or a qualified lead, and then a prospect, right? And then how that progressively gets there. But in terms of generating all those leads, that's done for you. And then you can direct whether I want to get them into my Discord or my Facebook group or maybe a school or whatever it is going to be dependent on do they qualify enough. But bringing in the leads and having conversations with engaged people, that just takes a lot off clients' shoulders, and that being done for them. And then they can focus on their current clients. They can focus on, okay, how can I expand now that I have more time during the day instead of chasing leads that are already presented to me, right? And now I can guide the conversation into a prospect or a potential client or customer.
Gotcha. Now, are you using the same system yourself to generate more business for you?
Absolutely, yeah. So basically, free friend requesting, initial messaging automation. Sometimes I use AI in terms of the conversation piece. And then obviously the engagement, Facebook groups. There's a post where you can automatically reply to certain posts if you generate a lot of comments. Yeah, a lot of those things that I'm using right now.
Nice, nice. Okay. The second question I always love to ask people is, what are you doing that's taking the most of your time?
It was lead generation, because you end up, the thing is, you end up with a lot of people, because you'll put up a post that, hey, I have this free thing that does so and so for you. And then you get a lot of people interested, but a lot of them are just freebie seekers. What you really want to have is a conversation with people that are engaged and they actually want what you have because it provides a solution. So that, not having those conversations anymore, it's very fairly direct. Like, this is, if this is your issue, this is what I can provide. Is this something that you want to move forward with? And yeah, so lead generation was a big aspect of the business, but now I've taken that away, and now I've created and launched this new program, and that's going to do the same thing for my clients. So I'm happy and excited about that.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Would you, is there anything in your business that you wish you could automate or outsource to AI that you haven't yet?
I think go high level, and some of the automation systems have a conversational AI, and I think that's still in the beta test phase. And if that's able to use my voice and try to have these conversations, then great. But I think it's still in the beta phase. So down the road, could that change? Who knows where AI is going? But I personally, I like to have the client feel that I'm talking to them. So if AI is somehow supposed to able to mimic my voice or my thought process with certain clients, then great. But if it's, at the end of the day, I love meeting people that are actually interested in what I have. So I'd rather them talk to me than talking to some AI at this point.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, have you, I think I know the answer, but have you already implemented some type of AI for like customer service and answering those questions that just take up a lot of your
Yeah,
time?
exactly. If you have specific questions that come up in your business on a day-to-day basis, right? And at least that part gets handled. And that part in terms of the FAQs, and it's always trying to lead them back to the conversation of what we can do for you and how you want to progress, right? It's never a matter of just answering the question and let it be. For me, any lead that comes into my business, if they're not ready, they might be ready a month from now. If my nurturing process and my content that I provide within my community or my group or my school or my Discord is valuable. So every conversation can be a potential customer. That's the way I feel.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you have a website?
I do. Yeah. It's www.gurpbizonline.com/consult. And I can put it in the chat if you like.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Go ahead and send it to me. I'll
I'll
make
send
sure
it
it's
to
in
you.
the description here.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
send it to you.
The reason I ask is because I'm sitting here as I'm talking to you and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what are the best ways to implement AI and automations that you haven't already implemented? Because it sounds
Sure.
like you're really up there on the technologies that are out there. You're really utilizing them, right? So what does someone like me, a chief artificial intelligence officer, bring to the table to you? What would I recommend for you? And I can tell you there's a couple for you. It's a lot less than what I can recommend to other people.
Yeah.
What I would recommend for you, just going off the top of my head, is if you have a website, not a landing page from Go High Level,
Sure.
but like an actual website. But I wish I could be an affiliate of these guys because I throw their name out all the freaking time. It's a company called boundlessleads.tech.
Oh, okay.
And what they do is it's SEO, right? So I don't recommend paying for any of the lower end packages. Pay for the higher end packages because those backlinks and the SEO that they do for you is a lot better than the stuff on the lower packages. For SEO purposes, you sound like you're all about organic marketing. You're not really doing much of the paid ads type of stuff. You're
I
talking
know.
about appointment setters and stuff like that. So SEO is a really good component of organic marketing.
Yeah.
I think using boundlessleads.tech is going to be a great addition if you have a website. And if your clients have websites as well, you could possibly even build that into the packages that you're offering them.
Okay.
Say, hey, as a part of this, we're offering SEO services. And to my knowledge, I don't even think that you really just give Boundless Leads the website and you tell them what it's all about, and then they go and they do their thing, and they don't even have to log into your back end office. So that it
Oh,
really is
really?
something that you could offer to your clients. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
The
Awesome.
other
Thank you,
thing
Brandon.
the other thing that I'd recommend, again, it's another thing that one, I think you should use for yourself, and I think you should use for your clients. You mentioned that you're mostly on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I want to ask, are your clients on Instagram?
Yeah, no, it obviously depends on the niche, right? But let's say if it's a fitness coach or maybe a relationship coach or something, and that just seems to get a little bit more engagement on Instagram. For me, in talking to, let's say, consultants, coaches, agency owners, Facebook and LinkedIn seem to be more of that target audience.
Gotcha. Okay, so never mind on that one then. I know of this Instagram service automation software that it's not even that expensive. I think it's like 50 to 70 bucks a month, and
Cool.
they plug your handle and the information in, and they start doing promotions on their end. It's not like
I see.
bots or anything like that. So you get actual organic followers that want to see your stuff. So I think
Interesting.
that might be a cool
Yeah.
addition.
Yeah. What's it
So
called?
that one's called Path Social.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
was really apprehensive about that one
Yeah.
when I first saw it, but then I did some reading and it was like, wow, they're not using algorithms, they're not using bots, they're not using follow, unfollow, or any of the methods that are not allowed by Instagram standards
Cool.
and policies. They're using their own networks and they're promoting through influencers and they're doing stuff on their back end to get followers to your account. So I think that would be a cool thing if you were on Instagram to add to
Yeah.
your
No,
kit bag, and then for your clients as well.
I have an Instagram account and like maybe less than 1,500 followers, but at the end of the day, the target audience is still there. It's just maybe I need to implement something like that. So yeah, no, I've heard of them for sure for a
Possibly.
long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look at that. Absolutely.
When you're talking to your clients, or I guess I should ask you this, are you doing anything like, you've come on podcasts like this before? Are you frequently speaking as a guest on a lot of your podcasts, or do you have
Yes,
your own podcast?
I don't. I would love to do that though. That's part
Sure.
of how to expand my brand for sure.
Gotcha. So in that case, then I would also recommend getting all of that footage from the podcast that you've been on and using an AI called Opus Pro
Yeah.
and turning it into short form content, and just start sharing the heck out of that on Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. I even post my stuff on LinkedIn and TikTok.
Yeah.
So highly recommend that. I think with someone who does what you do, the more eyeballs you can get on what you do, the better. Being able to
Absolutely.
leverage that short form content, I think is going to be really good as well.
At the end of the day, it's that top of funnel content that's going to see who's going to connect with you for what reason. And if your content is on point, your messaging is on point, you provide valuable content, it's going to resonate. Absolutely.
For sure, for sure. Now, since you're an AI guy and an automations guy like me, I want to flip the script here and ask you what you would do for me if I became your client. I'm building out FacelessPro.ai,
Yes.
and it's an automated AI YouTube Shorts / TikTok Shorts generator that from start to finish, you literally just connect to your account and it creates the videos and it posts them either 3 times a week, once a day, or twice a day,
Cool.
all completely automated with no input from you. That software won't be available. We're still developing it. It won't be available until early August. So if I was to work with you to get my name out there for that software, grow that software, get pre-launch subscribers, post-launch subscribers, how would that work? What would you do?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing would be if it's pushing towards August, then you would build up a promotional campaign towards that. So a content strategy, maybe you can create some sort of a prepay bonus, or you know what I mean? Like they can get a discounted if they sign up for a certain amount, then you can get people in. I think your model is more kind of a MRR type of model, but there's options for things like a high ticket model, or it could be something, another stream like school. But I think the biggest thing would be trying to build that promo campaign. What are the pain points of your audience, and how do we build that so we're generating momentum, and the things like we do in messaging, scarcity and urgency, and all these types of things. I think that would be something I would implement. Absolutely.
For sure. No, I love it. I love it. And to add to that, yeah, I am doing a pre-launch campaign. Anybody who signs up for the software during pre-launch, they get it for 50% off for
Awesome.
life.
Awesome.
So that's definitely something to think about there. But yeah, man, because I know I have an idea in mind for how I'm going to push this thing. I know, just to throw it out there, I'm personally going to be using Path Social, personally going to be using boundlessleads.tech for the website. I'm going to be using the Facebook AI that you talked about. We won't name it here on the call, but all the Facebook AIs that you were talking about, I will be using
Yeah,
them for
and
my
Go High Level
messages.
has a conversational AI as well. And everybody, Go High Level is probably the best CRM out there. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always an
yeah,
option.
yeah. It sounds like you know exactly what you're doing. If I feel like you and I help our clients in very different ways. I'm more on the development side of things. I think you're a little bit more on the implementation side of things, which is really cool. I think working with guys like you is absolutely essential. As time goes on, man, I might reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you need, Brandon. I know how we've connected and how helpful you've been. So I'd love to help you grow your business as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gurp, how do people find you? What's the best way to connect with you and work with you if they want
Yeah, in terms of my socials, they're all the same. It's in Facebook, it's Gurp Buttar. On TikTok, it's Gurp Buttar. In Instagram, Gurp Buttar. In LinkedIn, Buttar. And then I'll provide you with all the links below. And if they want to get a preview of my new program where we're implementing everything for the done for you lead generation, your own VA, and your own Go High Level account, and everything set up on the back end, then I'll leave you that link as well, and they can check out that link.
Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Is there anything you'd like to share with our audience before we hop off here?
Yeah, whoever's out there listening, if you're at a place in their business where you're frustrated, keep pushing through, keep going. At the end of the day, that's part of the entrepreneurial path. So keep doing what you're
Yeah,
doing.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I 100% agree. It's been a roller coaster for me. I don't know how it's been for you, but I know it's been
Oh
a roller
yeah,
coaster for me.
I think that's part
So,
of it. You have to have a certain level of perseverance, and I think that's a skill developed through these entrepreneurial journeys. Right? It's never as bad as it seems, and it's always gonna develop you and get you grow, get your skill set. It's always a good thing.
definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, thank you so much for hopping on here. Once again, this is the AI Impact Podcast. We really appreciate you joining us, Gurp. And until next time, you guys have a good one.